Welcome back to the another part of the video series. In this video series, we are going to discuss about the vertebrate. In the previous video series, we have been discussing regarding the invertebrates, what are the phylum included in what are the invertebrate characteristics. We have all covered it. And if you have not watched that video, do watch it and subscribe and like my channel and share among your friends. So in this video we are particularly going to discuss about vertebrate. What are vertebrate? As you have remembered that the animal kingdom is divided into two parts, that is the invertebrate and the vertebrate. The animal which do not contain the vertebral column belongs to the invertebrate group, which we have already covered, and in this video series which we are going to discuss will be vertebrate that contain the vertebral column. So vertebrates are also known as the chordata, and let's discuss some important feature regarding the chordata. So what are chordate? So chordate are the major group of the animal kingdom. As you all know that the invertebrate and the vertebrate, they are the major group belongs to the chordata span. And also one more important thing about the chordata is that is what is chordata or what is the meaning of the chordata, that is those animal which bear cord or cord bearing animal. It is derived from the two Greek word, which is chorde means cord and ata means bearing. So you can say that cord bearing organism or the notochord bearing organisms are known as the chordata. As you can see here in this diagram, that are the three basic features of the fundamental characteristics of the chordata. So where you can say that the chordata is the, so you can see here in this diagram, this is a chordata, or you can see this is a diagram or the skeleton of a fish in which it belongs to chordata family. So how will you differentiate or how you will know that whether it is a chordata or a non-chordata? We will be discussing, but the three fundamental characters which we can say that they belong to the chordata family is that they will be having a longitudinal supporting rod. You can see this color, this is the notochord, and a dorsal hollow nerve cord and pharyngeal gill slits. These are the three fundamental characteristics of the phylum that or the chordata class. Okay, these are the three fundamental character and it should be noted down. Moving to the general characteristics of the chordata. Before that, we will be discussing that the phylum chordata is majorly divided into two groups, that is protochordata, or you can say acraniata, or the lower chordata, that is those chordata which have lower organisms, and craniata, that is the urochordata or the higher chordata. Okay, that are the higher classes of chordata. This higher chordata are basically known as the vertebrata, and the lower chordata are known as protochordata or lower chordata. So what are the general characteristics of the protochordata or the chordata? So they may be aquatic, aerial, terrestrial, and all are free living, and no one is full parasitic form. They may be parasitic but partially parasitic. Body is small to large and they show specifically bilateral symmetrical, no radial, no lateral, nothing, only bilateral, that is the advanced form of symmetry. And they have exoskeleton is often present, as well as the body wall is triploblastic, that is all the three germ layers will be present, that is the ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, and all are coelomate, that is true coelom will be present. Okay. In the invertebrate we have seen that some will be a coelomate, some will be pseudocoelomate, some will be having coelom, some will be not having, but chordata strictly all are coelomate. And notochord at any stage of life. What is the meaning of that? That is the notochord, this is a rod like structure. This may be present in the only larval stages or in the young stages, and in the adult it may vanish or it may distinguish, but important to note that the notochord must be present at some stage of the life, either may be in the adult stage or maybe in the young state, but it should be present, so that we can say that it belongs to the chordate character. and bony endoskeleton will be present, that is the inside skeleton is known as endoskeleton, outer part is known as exoskeleton, and sex are usually separate, that is male female are present in the different. Moving to the broad classification, which will be each one we will be discussing in detail. So, moving first from the chordata belongs to the group, two group, that is protochordata or lower chordata or acrania, and group that is craniata or urochordate or higher chordate. So, the protochordata are divided into three subphylum, that is hemichordata, urochordata and cephalochordata. In the next video, we will be discussing this lower chordata. Next, the vertebrata, or you can see the higher chordata, is divided into two, that is agnatha and gnathostomata. Okay. Agnatha is again divided into two types, that is two classes, that is ostracodermy and cyclostomata. And gnathostomata is divided into two superclass, that is the Pisces, that is the fish category, and Pisces you can see, and superclass Tetrapoda. Pisces belongs to the placodermy, chondrichith and ostichith. Okay. These ostracodermy, cyclostomata, placodermy, chondrichith, ostichith are the lower vertebrata, or you can say anemata. Don't get confused with the lower chordate and higher chordate, or and lower vertebrate and higher vertebrate. Vertebrate are of again two types, that is lower vertebrata and higher vertebrata. So, all the classes that belongs to the tetrapoda, that is amphibia, reptilia, apes and amphibia, they all belong to the higher vertebrata category, ammonita. What are these terms? We will be discussing when we will be discussing all of this in detail. But for now, we will be focusing upon this chart, which is very important for the clear perspective of what is chordata, what is its classification and what all belongs to it. These are not required, only this much is important. Moving to the what is the difference between, here you have seen that the chordata is divided into lower chordata and urochordata. So, what is the difference between the, that is lower chordata or acrania and higher chordata, that is craniata. So, lower chordata are exclusively marine, okay, but craniata may be aquatic or terrestrial, and usually the lower chordate are small sized. These are the three examples, that is the Balanoglossus, Hardmania and the Amphioxus are the three examples which belong to this craniata. And heart are chamberless or no RBC will be present, and kidney is protonephridia or primitive kidney. Sex are separate or united, sex may be different organism but sometimes united, and sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction is seen. Direct or indirect larva, the indirect larval stages is usually seen, no direct development, indirect larval stage, that is the trochophore larva will be seen. Moving to the craniata, they are mostly large size, you can see here reptiles, then is the amphibians, okay, birds, mammals, these are all the large size one. And the heart is maybe 2 chambered, 3 chambered, 4 chambered depending upon their class, we will be discussing later on. And kidneys are mesonephric, that is the middle kidney, and metanephric, that is the advanced kidney. So, protonephridia is the primitive, meso is little advanced, and metanephridia are the most advanced form of kidney. Sex are always separate, here sex may be separate or united, but here sex are always separate. Only sexual reproduction is seen. In this chordata, no asexual reproduction is seen. This is a very important point to be noted down, that is higher chordata. Okay. In higher chordata, only sexual reproduction is seen, and the development will be direct, indirect, larval stage may be present or no larval stage will be present. So, this is the difference between lower chordate and the higher chordate. Moving to the major difference between the chordata and the non-chordata. What is the difference between non-chordata and chordata? Non-chordata characteristics which we have already discussed, that is belong to the invertebrate category, and this difference is majorly asked in exams or in any viva voice. So, chordata are bilateral symmetry, whereas non-chordata shows different types of symmetry which we have already discussed, that is radial, biradial, bilateral, or sometimes symmetry may be also absent. Chordata are always triploblastic, non-chordata may be triploblastic or diploblastic. They are always coelomate. Here the coelomate, pseudocoelomate and acoelomate we have already discussed. Here the heart is ventrally, that is front located, but non-chordata heart is dorsally, backside is located. Regeneration is poor in case of chordata, whereas in non-chordata regeneration is good. And sexual reproduction is predominant in case of the chordata, whereas non-chordata the sexual or asexual reproduction will be seen. And hemoglobin is in the RBC will be present, and here hemoglobin is absent. Here the respiration through gills or lungs takes place, okay, in fishes gills and through tetrapods, that is lungs, and in case of the non-coded they takes place through body surface, gills or trachea. And here the body system type is totally organ, because different types of organs are present. Here from protoplasmic to organ system we have seen how protoplasmic, how cellular, then tissue level system, organ level system, these are all found in the non-chordata. And here one more important point, notochordate will be present at any stage of life in chordata, whereas non-chordata notochord will be absent. So if you want to simply differentiate between chordata and non-chordata, the major difference is that the notochord will be present in chordata, whereas no notochord will be present in the non-chordata. That's why these are called as chordate and these are called non-chordate. So these are certain basic things which we have discussed today. In the next class we will be discussing about the total protochordata or the lower chordata, and the subsequent class we will be discussing each one of them in detail, and this will be a series like that of the invertebrate. And so you please see the from the starting video that what are the difference, how the classification is done, so that you will be very clear with the topic. This is all about the video for today, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, like and share among your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day.